Hey, hi, how are you? My name is Felt, and welcome back to some Magic the Gathering Arena. Today we're playing just like a little bit of jank, a little bit of Tekuthal Inquiry Dominus, historic Brawl gameplay. This is just kind of a mono blue pile of proliferating nonsense that I threw together with a handful of planeswalkers in here. There's not very many, but they're the big payoffs for a lot of the stuff that you have access to. However, there is also some other stuff that has really big payoffs for getting a bunch of counters, such as the Replicating Ring, making tons of replicated rings, or the Astral Cornucopia being able to tap for 15 plus mana. It's a pretty fun deck. Our win con is typically just value, 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 eventually being able to use something like Karn's Temporal Sundering and Alrund's Epiphany to take extra turns and finish it out from there. We have access to some pretty powerful stuff in this color, a lot of counter spells, a lot of hunting down what we need, a lot of playing off the top. Most of our threats are going to be in the air, flying over the top of our opponent. That is the general idea. And we also run one doubling spell. And Erinicus's Vile Duplication? I think I said that right. It's hard, okay? Give me some slack. The bottom line is this makes a token of a target creature, except the token isn't legendary. That's the most important part. Meaning that I can have two Tekuthals on board, which means that instead of proliferating twice, I do that trigger twice, allowing me to proliferate 4 times. I think. Other things that proliferate really well include Ominous Seas in order to make us just a crapload of Krakens, and Poison, which is a little bit toxic, but this deck doesn't have a bunch of true win cons besides extra turns via, you know, the extra turn spells, and then, where is it? Lost it. The Ickermore Gauntlet. I found it. So we do run Poison as kind of an alternate win con, because we're not going to really win through combat most of the time. I found that most of my games with this deck don't actually win through anything other than my opponents just leaving the game once I have so much mana and so much card draw that they can't really play against me. But that is neither here nor there. We're going to hop right into some games, and I hope you enjoy. This deck's a little bit jank. It's not really top tier. It's mostly just something fun that I kind of cooked up. No one should have let me cook. Either way, let's hop right into the gameplay. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and all that cool stuff. It really helps support the channel. We are on the draw here with actually a debatably keepable hand into the Locust God. Now, why do I say debatably keepable? Because there's a really big chance this isn't going to work out for yours truly. We'll find out very soon. We did hit another land drop, thank goodness, so we can use our Solemn Division probably as a spell in place of a land. It depends what type of deck my opponent's playing with the Locust God. Looks like it's just draw a billion cards. Yeah, it is the draw a billion cards version of the deck, meaning that we are probably in trouble if that hits the board. So, we're just gonna play Narset on curve here, and, thankfully I know exactly how Smoldering Egg works, so it doesn't scare me. So we're just gonna play Narset on curve here, and, point and laugh at our opponent.
I train every day. No one is more prepared.
Because did you know that you can't really draw cards if Narset's out on board? Opponent. Opponent. Are they like that desperate to get Narset off the board? They might be. Let's do this. They might be that desperate to get Narset off the board that they're just trying to flip their Smoldering Egg ASAP. I keep staring at Narset. A lot of people seem to not know Narset and what she does. We're doing this just so we can scry 2, draw a card. I actually kinda want the Jace in hand. I really want to play the Tekuthal more than anything, though. Let's play Tekuthal here. Does my opponent have a counterspell? They sure do. Doesn't really scare me that much, though. I'm not gonna lie. Our Narset is still very problematic for them to deal with. They need to find a spell that's a way to kill it. It's not like the Locust God has haste, right? Let's start by playing Jace here and just bouncing Locust God back to their hand, shall we?
Think fast.
Seems like a pretty good choice. So yeah, they need to find a spell that flips their Smoldering Egg here. I'm literally just going to keep bouncing their their Locust God, by the way. I have no reasons to not. We are now going to draw a card and proliferate. Because we are trying to hunt down a thing here. I know it looks like it worked out pretty well. How expensive is Metallic Rebuke? It is a 3 cost. We will have 3 mana if we do this. Which is pretty good. This also makes it harder for them to kill Narset. And they don't have a way to get back their guy. Yep. This is looking real bad for my opponent. Let's start with the Scry 1, draw 1. Hit the land. Go ahead and make sure we take our extra turn here. Should we have played Jin beforehand? Probably.
Put thoughtfulness before action.
That could have worked out. We will play Jin now, though, making it quite hard for our opponent to do anything. Return their thing with all their counters on it back to their hand. Pay a little bit of life to get an extra Cold Steel Heart. And our opponent scoops because, well, value. To be fair, we won because my opponent, for some reason, decided to play Cathartic Reunion into a Narset on board. I'm going to explain this card right here, right now, for anybody confused. Narset Parter of Veils has an always active clause of text on it. A lot of these War of the Spark, so like the symbol here, that's the War of the Spark. A lot of the War of the Spark Planeswalkers have these random active abilities as long as they are on the board. Narset Parter of Veils is each opponent can't draw more than 1 card each turn. So, discarding 2 cards to draw 3 means you draw 0 if you are casting that at sorcery speed because you already drew your first card in your starting hand. I feel like it coming in untapped is a bug because of the fact that my opponent conceded. But either way, that's game. GG's opponent, on to the next. We are on the play here. It looks like we are playing into Runo Stromkirk, who is a little scary, but it's not the end of the world. I don't know if we care about counterspelling him. Okay, that was creepy. We're gonna do this. Bit of a weird one, but we do draw a lot of cards. We do draw a lot of cards. It's weird because technically I should have played the Mere Convert in case I missed my land drop to guaranteed hit a land drop with Tezzeret's Gambit. You know, that gets out of a removal spell. I'm okay with that. Thankfully, we still got a thing, so we can just do this now. We'll give him a little boop on the snoot. We could have held up Metallic Rebuke for Runo. I don't think that that's that useful here. Like, he's a 1/4 with flying. Okay. We'll do that just to gain some more mana here. I think technically I can Metallic Rebuke if I tap the Thopter and the Mere Convert. Right? Because then I can improvise with it. This is one of the reasons I included it in the deck. I have lots of random stuff that I can use to improvise with in this deck. I run a lot of artifacts. No drawing cards, opponent. Thank you. Come again. But this is a land. We'll play Jace. Because if I plus on him, now it doesn't matter if he transforms, because that's like a state-based thing. The -3 on his power is like a state-based thing. I think even if he flips, he still has -3. I could be wrong. I could be off. I could be totally off base here. Very confused by that one. I don't know why they're playing that at sorcery speed when it's an instant, and they could have played it on my turn. Who do I know? On the plus side, we will get to play Tekuthal on this next turn, and he will be able to have an Indestructible. And all will be well. I played Delver here? I think so. My opponent didn't, like, scry anything to the top, so I am very much okay with how I just did that. I guess I could like double removal spell my Tekuthal, making my life a little harder, but if I pay 4 life to get out 2 removal spells from my opponent, I'm feeling pretty okay with it. Okay, let's play you. Let's for once try and get some card advantage, shall we? Oh, we snagged something right off the top that would have flipped him. Woo! Let's go. Okay, we'll play the Signet. We'll play this like this, so that way I can have up more mana. Okay. So now I just get to do that next turn instead, I guess? And we're gonna do this now when they have less mana open.
Surrender is simple.
So we can maybe try and force something out of them. Nope, Tekuthal's indestructible. That's pretty big for us. Tekuthal just being able to vibe, hang out, and be a giant pain in my opponent's butt. Real nice. Black doesn't tip. I guess they could technically run exile effects. Oh hey, I run that card. They could technically run exile effects over there, but I'm not really scared about that. I mean a 6/5, okay. And just like chump block it. Also, did you realize that my Delver now gets to auto flip, right? I guess maybe they just didn't think about that one. That like a Delver might get to auto flip. They'd like force put something on top. Let's do this, shall we?
Heard you needed a hero. Well, here I am. Who's that handsome devil?
And because I get to draw 2, then proliferate, this works out incredible. It means the counters will always already be on the guy. Oh god, sorry. For some reason the proliferate noise is like super loud in this game. I don't know why. Let's mill him for card advantage. I want to draw more cards. Let's shove more cards in their graveyard. Okay, buddy. Yeah, Alright, viewers, I'm just gonna throw this one out there. If your opponent has planeswalkers like Jason Teferi on board here, there's a pretty good chance they don't care about their land that lets them draw getting destroyed. So there's probably no real reason to try and do that. Oh, man. Sorry, that just like made me giggle. That seemed, I guess maybe they were just like hunting down mana fixing to make sure they had 4 blue for something, or maybe like they needed 3 black for something. They obviously play blood on the snow, right? So they could hit all my planeswalkers. Alright, yeah, draw your 7 cards. Maybe they're just gonna be like, yeah, Ominous Seas, woo! But like, now you have to discard cards, opponent, and that just gives me more fuel with like Jason shit. I still have a 1/1 token that's able to block your Serpent, and just a Tekuthal who's indestructible. So I'm pretty okay with all of this. Hopefully I draw my way into some good stuff. If I don't draw anything cool with I gotta see what I draw first. If I draw a way to draw cards, I might... It's not a way to draw cards. I was gonna say I might do Jace's thing. I'm sorry, I might do Teferi's minus first? That's okay. That could potentially work out.
The data requires...
That's pretty unfortunate. It is now an 8/8 though, which is pretty nice. And I can combat trick them here. Technically. It's not really a combat trick, it's incredibly obvious that I can flip my Mind Stone. And give a +1/+1 counter to my 8/8. But, whatever. We have 2 counterspells in hand. I'm pretty happy about that. That does make it quite hard for my opponent to do a lot of stuff. One is only a counter unless they pay 2 because we don't have them corrupted yet, but can't complain. Well, I mean, I can complain. Can't complain. I'm really, I haven't really looked through what my opponent runs. Incurate. This is a lot of not big stuff to, like, listen, I can see, 18 cards of their library and then, like, a bunch of other stuff. I haven't really seen ways for them to flip Runo yet. It's that single serpent and that Sword Coast serpent, but, like, I don't know. Or I could negate that. Because I don't want Teferi to go back to my hand. Thank you, come again. I hope I find a way to proliferate here soon. I don't want you to do that either! Thank you, come again. This is a bounce. Oh, okay, well if they're gonna do that, we're gonna draw. So this is going to be a bit of an interesting one, but we can Trophy Mage here to go get, Sycamore Gauntlet. And, we just kind of win now, I'm pretty sure. Alright, I just need to cast a spell, right? I could just sack Teferi. Oh wait, no, I don't have to sack Teferi. I can proliferate. Sorry for the really loud noises there. We can now just start swinging in the air. I don't think we take infinite turns here, but we sure take a lot of turns here. Our turn counters add up. Unfortunate. Let's do this, because I think, yeah, I get to draw 3 cards off this.
I will clear your mind.
Ooh, this is game. Yeah, my opponent just loses. Yeah, there's nothing they can do once I'm able to do that second turn there. Because now I'll have enough card advantage, essentially. Being able to take another turn there cinches it, right? Like, being able to take another turn, swing in with a 16-16, as well as all my little tiny things, means my opponent just, like, can't do anything, especially once they're losing their 8-8. Yeah, GG's, I think. I want to look through their deck. Do they have, like, other ways of, like, flipping Runo? Look, I've made Runo decks before, and it's pretty hard to flip him. And maybe they could have accidentally drawn the things that they wanted, or maybe they could have just been, like, holding him in hand. But it looks like they just didn't include a ton of things to flip him. I see 2 across the 20 cards in his graveyard. I don't know. I feel like maybe I just got a small sample size, but only seeing 2 cards between this guy and this guy, I don't know. I like some of the other cards. Their Rain of Revelation is not a card I knew existed, I'm not going to lie. I might want to include that in some of my decks. The Overflowing Insight's an interesting decision, but what do I know? A lot of Tears is, like, okay. It was more, it's a poor man's River's Rebuke. River's Rebuke is just better, in a way, because it keeps your stuff. But they could just run multiple, because blue doesn't really have board wipes, so they could run, like, Flood of Tears, River's Rebuke, and Consuming Tides to just, like, really control the board state. But yeah. That was a GG. We got there. On to the next. We get to go first. We have a very dangerous hand. Playing into Lonus Cryptozoologist. Which is creatures into stealing? Fortunately, not a lot of my stuff can be stolen very well. Oh, looks like they missed their land drop. Go ahead and give them that poison counter, draw a card. Yeah, my opponent's in big trouble already. You might think that I should maybe just, like, play some stuff out here. I want to be able to counterspell their commander. Or, in this instance, counter. Yep! That's a good thing to counter! We might just hang back and then just play Inexorable Tide and just, like, kill them. Because I don't know if they'll have a way to deal with it. Battle of the Wild. No! This is kind of a rude way of doing this, but it almost guarantees our win here. If they don't kill Inexorable Tide, they die. Just straight up, they die. I will play too many spells. That's not that scary. We could just, like, find a way to make them get rid of it with Solve the Equation. I don't quite know what I would do, but... let's solve the equation and see if we can't find something. Do we have a way of dealing with that guy, or do we just want to, like... yeah, let's grab Serum Snare. We can play it on this next turn. And then we can play Tekuthal into Serum Snare, and then maybe just, like, kill him. They already have 3. Ooh, that's just unfortunate. There's nothing I can do about that. This turns all of their stuff into lands, which is just... oh, that was probably a misplay, opponent. Like, I think that might have just straight up been a misplay. They needed to be on the aggressive here. I think we just win now because we proliferate twice off this. And then we just Serum Snare away like the Tamio's Journal. And that's game. Yeah. Yeah, no, they needed to be much more aggressive on that last turn. There, that was, that was a choice. That's why we went Poison in the deck. That is the only way we went up against these faster, stompy decks, is we poison them. A little cheap, but hey, if we didn't, you saw what was coming at me. But yeah, I still think that Great Henge was just the wrong play. If they'd swung in for another 4, I might have been, like, thinking differently about what I needed to do, and not been in the right mindset of, I can just kill them now. They should have tried to put more pressure on me. I probably would have realized it and killed him anyways, but they should have put more pressure on me. GG's anyways, on to the next. Alright, we are on the play. It's mono blue, control-y proliferate into mono red beatdown. I actually really like this hand, but it's very, very scary. If I don't draw more lands, it scares the crap out of me. Because my opponent can beat me down so fast with Delina. I hope I can play Astral Cornucopia on this next turn, because if I can play it, that means I can play it and Ominous Seas. Ooh, Faithless Looting, that scares me. Means they are hunting for something good. Come on, land, come on, land, come on. Honestly, I might just play Ominous Seas if I don't grab the land. Nah, we want to play this. X equals 1. This game. Okay, let's do this. Yeah, tap it this way. Alright, let's keep hunting down that land that we don't have still. Thank you, game. Jeez, I needed this. And then we play this just to have a chump blocker, just in case they, like, sweep out something huge and in my face. Okay, okay, I'm... breathe. Breathe. That was really terrifying for a second there. Delina being able to just, like, come at me that soon would have been scary. Thankfully, Delina wasn't swinging. Okay, we played this. We play you. Scry 1. We don't hate getting lands here. And I think we just play the Ickermoon Gauntlet. Because now we can start proliferating or we don't start proliferating with the Ichor Moon. I'll be proper in how I refer to this. You don't proliferate with Ichor Moon Gauntlet without Planeswalkers on board. You do, however, get to put counters on target permanents if you are casting non-creature spells. When it's a non-creature spell, Ominous Seas, that scares me. They're probably gonna like... I don't feel like I can risk this block. They could have some form of combat trick, and I don't think I can risk this. I really don't think I could risk this. Now, that very well could have turned into a combat trick of some sort, and losing Tekuthal right then and there before I'm able to like really profit off what I am setting up on my board state would have been very scary. I want to be able to make Tekuthal indestructible. This is pretty scary. But hopefully between Ominous Seas and Thopter Mechanic and stuff, we'll be able to really just like weasel our way on out of here. Let's start with the Ominous Seas. Put a counter on the Astral Cornucopia. Play the Thopter Mechanic. And I will do this with the Prologue to Phyresis. Play a counter on the Astral Cornucopia. And then we will get a counter, and we will card, and we will hang back and profit. The reason I wanted to do it like that is we now have access to Mystical Dispute and Wash Away. Both of which are absolutely wunderbar. Mostly the Wash Away, though. Being able to just, like, hard counter something is what really matters. The Mystical Dispute is nice if they play something that I'm like, oh, it doesn't... That's scary. Oh, they're just gonna kill me on accident? Oh, thank goodness. We're gonna double block Delina. And we're gonna hope we don't die. We're very close to dead here. Okay, so what we do here is we double block like this. We let them make their decisions. We hold full control. Because we need to do some very specific stuff here. We will do this. Activate the ability. Pay with just one Phyrexian. Remove counters like so. So we still have as much mana as possible. We wait for them to cast their spell, and we still have enough mana for the Wash Away. And we stay in full control mode, just in case. Okay, damage passed. Didn't die, Delina did. Unfortunately, we might just be dead. We might just straight up be dead. It's very, very... Okay, so they got a bunch of land. Which makes Mystical Dispute much, much, much worse here. But it might work out. Swiftfoot Boots isn't exactly scary. Not really what I was hoping to see. We're gonna do this. Still not really what I was hoping to see, game. We're gonna sack this. I don't need either one of those. And we just kind of got to vibe. We have to vibe because we basically need to double hit Delina with removal. They could technically play stuff here that is like, target creature loses indestructibility. That is a thing that Red has. It does scare me a little bit because if Tekuthal goes down, I'm in big trouble. It's just Delina. All right, Wash Away. Counter on the Cornucopia. This is why I'm like, Mystical Dispute is great, but Wash Away is better. We're making their Delina cost $1 billion. And by $1 billion, I mean they can't replay it now. Faithless Looting is okay. They dropped... Interesting. Lizard Blades. Oh no, you do not get to play Lizard Blades. No, 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 no. Lizard Blades giving stuff double strike when it already has Menace. Scary. I was about to say, you're braver than I am, opponent. We don't really have a choice here. We're now just hunting down. Well, you know, that's a good card to hunt down. I just really hope that we don't have to... We're just doing this just so we have a ton of chump blockers, honestly. On this upcoming turn, we will be able to play Solve the Equation and have enough mana to take an extra turn, which will be very nice. Wonder what my opponent's gonna do. Burn down the house. That doesn't kill Tekuthal, but that has an interesting choice. Is that lethal? Oh yeah, that's lethal. They got there. I won't have a way to do this, right? Oh wait, no, I might. Hang on. We might have a way to do this. That might have been a preemptive GG. I apologize, opponent. Maybe if we grab Karn's Temporal Sundering. We might have a way to do this. We need something really good, though. May as well bop him in the nose. Yeah, no, they got me. There's nothing I can do. They can just play Delina. That's game. Delina equips with foot boots. I'm trying to think. I think even if I had bounced the Barbarian class, they would have had more than enough mana. Maybe if I had put all of my counters on the Ominous Seas. Maybe if I put all my counters on the Ominous Seas. I think this might have been a misplay moment. I got 2 extra counters. I could have put my stuff on the Ominous Seas, yeah. Yeah, if I had put my counters on the Ominous Seas, I mean, you just win, opponent. You know that, right? Like, you just have menace. I possibly could have had it. I just got unlucky. My opponent just got really good stuff, and maybe I should have chumped blocked better? I think there was a turn in there somewhere where they got a bunch of token copies, and I wasn't blocking with my assistant or with my my assistant there, but I don't know. That was a really tough matchup, and they just got the better of me. GG's opponent. We are playing Korvold, and we have a very, very unkeepable hand. That's unfortunate. This is a really great hand. Ah, yeah. Throwing Bird on 2 and Celestis on 3. Love it. Love it. Huge fan of this hand. We are playing Korvold, though, which is very scary. Korvold's terrifying. You really need to find a removal spell. Alright, let's go. Witch's Oven. Oh man. Do I need to go take a nap already? Game has just started and we're already getting Witch's Ovened. I get enough of this in Explorer. This is a joke. It's fine. It happens. If they have the cat already, I might scream though. Ash's Golden Egg. That's fine. Doesn't bother me. Hey. Let's do it like this. Play the Bauble. Look at the top card of their library and see where we're coming from. Shambling Ghast, annoying. Our Throbbing Bird dies. There's no way that they don't play the Ghast, sack it to the oven, something. Okay, let's think. What do I want to... I think I want to play out the Salundi Vision here. You know? I think that's probably my best bet. Is just, like, hard play Salundi Vision on my turn to hunt down a counterspell for the Corvold. They will be able to play him on this next turn, and all they have to sack is, like, their egg, I think. Right? Yeah, all they have to sack is their egg. Wait, no. Wait, yeah. If they get an untapped land. Sorry, I had to think. Because, I will swing in and get as much free damage off as I can, though. Yeah, if they sack... Oh, wait, no, hang on. Okay, so they have a decision to make. Do they kill my Thrumming Bird, or do they ramp to Corvold? Looks like they're ramping to Corvold. We're going to do this now, then. And we're going to hunt down a counterspell and pray. And we're going... Unfortunately, we have to reveal it, so now they know, but, like... Now we're basically showing off. If you try and play Corvold, he's getting countered. Okay. It's not really that scary. Looks like they missed their land drop, though. That's huge for me. Hopefully we find something to put some counters on, or like poison soon. That'd be nice. You are not allowed to play Blood Artist here. Aspirant? Artist? It's Artist. Yeah, you're not allowed to play Blood Artist, opponent. Come the hell on. That is not happening. We both know that's not happening. Oh, yay, Wash Away. That means we can just play our Tekuthal. A little scary. Tekuthal can easily die here, but... Unfortunately, I can literally never tell what my opponent has available because of the fact that Witch's Oven constantly holds priority. We don't have to worry about Corvold for a couple of turns, though. Just nice. If Tekuthal dies, that means they're just burning removal. Which means that if we start getting, like, stuff to proliferate or poison counters or anything like that, we are zooming. I'm assuming they're going to sack something to kill Tekuthal. I'm trying to think. If I get another land... Looks like they missed their land drop, though, so, I mean, honestly, if they missed their land drop, we just play Tekuthal again. We're trying... I mean, we are on an incredibly slow clock, but we are literally at a point where we don't have anything, right? We have no resources, we have no money, we have no nothing. Nothing! So we're basically just like... we really want something to start putting counters on. They are just, like... hard whiffing, huh? We're gonna do it like this. Because I just want to maybe find something I can finally put counters on. I kind of want to hold up the Wash Away as a Wash Away. But also, we're just going to do this so that we can scry and maybe find something to start putting counters on. I can't imagine they'll suddenly... I don't think there's any cards in the game that can immediately play Corvold here, but I could very well be wrong. We don't have anything to proliferate on still. We have 2 proliferation, like... We have 3 different, like, payoffs. We don't have any of our walkers. We just haven't found them. Yeah, you get to put a counter on it, and you get to gain life. Do they just, like, not have lands? Is that what's happening? I mean, we jump block. There's no reason for us not to jump block here, honestly. Keep our life total high. I think we draw. You. Okay, I was double checking. My reading comprehension skills are pretty low. We have so many... We have two really powerful ways to, like, pay off proliferations. Oh, man. And we just, like, can't use them. I think we might drop an Exonerable Tide at this rate. Like, we just don't have any ways to pay it off. You know? Maybe I should have dropped the Ichor Gauntlet. I'm a little sad about this one, I'm not gonna lie. My opponent is definitely getting mana screwed though, and I feel for them because they're facing death by a billion cuts. Or well, you know, death by 4 damage a turn. I don't want to play the Ichor Gauntlet because I'm not gonna lie, I just don't want to deal with triggers that don't do anything yet. They did it! They found a 4th land! Oh, I'm so proud of them. This is only a little bit sarcastic. I feel bad for them. Missing out on lands like over and over again is pretty rough. Unless they pay 3? Unless they pay 3. Alright, prologue. Get a poison counter, idiot. They're not actually an idiot, I'm just me. Please do not mind. Please pay no mind to the man behind the— Oh my, finally! Yes! Thank you, game. I finally have a payoff! Oh my lord! I finally have something to actually be able to proliferate and remove counters from. Oh my god. Ah, it's so beautiful. Oh, that's a really great Tear Asunder. Have you considered if I countered it?
Organic minds are easily quelled.
Okay, calm down, please, Jace. Alright. I wonder if I could win by milling out my opponent. There's no reason to get rid of this hand. This hand is too strong. They can do it! They can play Corvold! They've got to know that I'm holding up Washaway there, right? Maybe they don't know that I'm holding up Washaway. If they play a kill spell on Tekuthal, whatever. Or exile spell. Actually, it only matters if it's an exile spell, right? Because if it's a kill spell, I can rip counters off Jace and make Tekuthal indestructible. That does mean I don't hold up Washaway, but if they're playing a spell, they can't play Corvold, right? I'm sorry, opponent. It had to be this way. It had to be this way! Cue the fucking sick-ass music from Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. My poor opponent. I feel for them, but simultaneously, you know what? I'm just gonna throw this out there. They're holding up Prio on Witch's Oven. A lot. So I'm just saying, like, do we get to take an extra turn? We might. We might just kill them, actually. Oh, we do get to take an extra turn, by the way. Oh, my poor opponent. Oh no, I think they're dead without getting to do anything. Because we get an extra turn, they'll go up to 7 poison counters. If I can draw a way to, we can draw a way to proliferate. I think they just straight up lose. Because Thrumming Bird swinging in and hitting is a proliferate trigger, which means 2 poison counters. I mean, we can do this to guarantee the win, essentially. Okay, it's not guaranteed the win, but a lot of cards we have say proliferate on them. And so, because we can seek an... This is one of the few alchemy cards that I'm like, yeah, whatever. It's a pain in the butt. Let's go seek a non-land card. Do we find something that says proliferate? Because if we do, we win the game. Oh, what am I doing? Oh, I forgot. God, I'm not gonna lie. When I see Ichor Moon Gauntlet, I forget that it gives Planeswalkers proliferate. I really only pay attention to the fact that it says extra turn. Apologies, opponent. I forgot. But yeah, because we have proliferate on Jace, we win. I forgot. That's my bad. I apologize, opponent. This kill took longer than it should have. Yeah, I feel bad for my opponent a little bit, though. They probably would have beaten me. Like, they drew a bunch of great cards. They really synergized well with what they got, but... You know, they didn't hit their lands. So... Such is life, I suppose. GG's, opponent. So that's the deck. It's pretty alright. As you saw quite a few times, most of the time you're going to win through poison counters. I try not to. I try not to. It's the same way that I like... Try not to play too much poison in some decks, because it can be just a little frustrating to lose to. I try and play it more as a Planeswalker extra turns deck, which some people might actually find more frustrating. You know, I'm starting to think the Tekuthal might be a little bit toxic. But, psh. Anyways, if you're watching this video when it comes out, which should be Tuesday, it'll be the release of All Will Be One. No, it will not be the release of All Will Be One. All Will Be One was the last set. It'll be the release of March of Machine. Which means I will be live streaming probably some drafts over on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/feltcrowd0955. And if not, we play all kinds of video games over there anyways, not just Magic, but all sorts of other stuff. Feel free to stop on by. We do a bunch of variety over there. Either way, thanks for hanging out and watching the video. I thought the deck performed great. I think it's a lot of fun. I think it's a little rude, but I think that's the best kind of Magic to play sometimes. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I hope to catch you in the next one.